Yay Networks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
Happy Friday. It is the last Friday of October. And with that being said, it is the last time you guys can purchase these. Plug. These are our Spill the Beans podcast merch. And if you know, it's our mini skeleton cows. They are so cute. And we have crew necks and t-shirts available, so you guys can go shop them until obviously they sell out, because when they sell out, we're not restocking them.
Ever
and
again.
this design will never restock again. Like next October we'll have a different one.
Yeah. So go ahead and grab one while they're here, guys. And happy Friday. You know, it's getting chilly. It's getting cold. If you live in one of the states that has seasons, congrats. If you live in Cali, Arizona, Florida, Texas, half of it, I feel bad for you.
We're actually in California right now as we speak, guys. And it is so insane that it is literally the last weekend of October. Halloween is going to go by so fast. And so, yeah, right now we're in California. Go check out our Instagrams. Please follow us if you want to see all the behind the scenes of us in Disney for the first time with Franco.
First time in Disney with us kid, guys. As parents is what I wanted to say. That's crazy.
We went and we were parents already.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Child.
Like, last time we were the kids.
Yeah.
Well, I was.
And yeah, we got to experience everything. Just like for our first time at 24.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. And Franco's going at a year and almost 21 months.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years old, guys. And I'm so excited because he actually like genuinely knows who these characters are. So he's going to be so excited. We just ordered a little leash, and I know I don't know if we're going to get backlash or not, but there's a lot of people that are against it. Don't you think?
Why?
I don't know. I think that
I'd rather you be mad at me for having my kid on leash than me having to put up missing child posters on the street. Like, hell no, you can be mad at me all you want. He doesn't know what it is. I think when it's bad, it's when they put like 5-year-olds on a leash.
Yeah.
And we've seen that. I think that's a little like you're crossing the line. Still, I'm no one to judge, because that might be us. You know, we've gone through this, babe. Every time we talk shit,
we end up doing it.
And we don't talk shit. We just kind of examine situations. So I think when the child is like 4 to 5 years old, then it gets a little weird. Or when I think more of the backlash comes when your kid is on a leash and he's 5 years old. And one thing is like, okay, you're doing it for safety. The child is walking normally. It's just there so they don't steal him or her. But I think the backlash comes when the child is 5 years old, they're on the leash, and they're acting like little demons. Yeah. Because you're like, wow, you rather not discipline, correct your child in public or like behavioral issues, just have them on a leash so they can do whatever they want. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's different for a lot of people, and a lot of people use it for different reasons. But Disney is a big place. Franco is 2, and he will not stay in the stroller. It doesn't matter how long, he'll probably be in there max 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we want him to explore, and we want him to be walking.
We also want him to get
enjoy
tired.
It, and we want him to get tired.
Yeah.
We want him to run, and as long as we have that little, it's like a Mickey Mouse backpack. It's so cute. I just ordered it. It's gonna be like with the theme and everything. So
yeah, let us know what you guys think about these leashes, guys. Not gonna lie, the first time we saw it, we were like, oh snap.
We're like, are you for real?
That's kind of weird. Like, your child's on a dog. But then we're like
hell
no. Like, judge me all you want, but kids are fast, guys. Like, there's a saying, or like I saw this TikTok. It's like not a saying. I always say there's a saying. It's just a TikTok that I saw. It's like kids really do have the fastest hands in the world. Like a boxer. Like, they're fast. Like, I've seen the ones where like they slap you, or te arrebatan algo de la boca, or they hit their hand at the birthday cake when it's someone else's birthday. Yeah. Like, they're quick. And just like they're quick with that, just like you could be holding something and then boom, your child runs away. And you never know. There's people, probably, it's sad to say, but they're probably dedicated to child trafficking, walking through Disney as we speak. So laugh at me all you want, judge us all you want, but I'd rather my son be safe.
Yeah, so we're so excited. You guys can go see all of that on Instagram. We'll vlog it, of course, but yeah, you guys can follow us there. And with that being said, babe, I think we should just cut to the friggin' chase, my boy.
Guys, you know why we're nervous about this podcast? Because we still haven't even edited the gender reveal video. We're taking a giant gamble that it will be up by Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have anything scheduled for Wednesday, so, and it's nice because, so Jonathan is gonna take care of like editing the video, the YouTube video, but I wanted to do a little announcement for Instagram and TikTok, and we have all day tomorrow. Well, I do, like Jonathan works every day at Vibin, but I have free time to film that with Franco, so I think it's a good, like, we're not putting too much on our plate. I think we can get it done by Wednesday, you know? So, and then it's also funny because Stacy texted me last night and she's like, Blanca J, here's our podcast. It's going to go up, I think, next week. And she's like, it stresses me out that I have your gender and I say it in this video and you guys haven't even announced. So I was like, no, it's okay, Stacy. Like, we're literally going to go live this week. It doesn't matter when, but by this week, it's going to be live.
You know, we've always said that. Like, I think on my Instagram, when I did the Q&A on Friday or on Thursday, I was like, oh, yeah, you guys will see our new car in tomorrow's video.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him it was going up Friday, and it barely went up today, Monday. So we're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be up before Friday, before the Thursday, before this podcast is live.
But I think it's different because that one was like a brand deal, you know? And this one, like, it's us. Like, we literally, like, have to have it up. Yeah. It's just on you. I
hope, babe, because then you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, oh no, let's just do it tomorrow.
No, we have. I mean, we have
tomorrow.
We have everything ready to go. It's just the sitting down and editing it, I think.
Okay.
So.
All right. Without further ado, guys, you guys know. You say it because I feel weird.
Guys, we're having a freaking girl. Like, I am pregnant with the baby girl. Like, she's in there and she's strong and crazy.
Guys, she is freaking crazy.
She is so crazy. So right now, I'm currently about to be 22 weeks. And I did not feel Franco until I was 21 weeks pregnant, either 20 or 21. It was right around the time that we had the gender reveal for him. And that's when I barely started feeling flutters. Like, I would tell Jonathan to put his hand on my stomach and he couldn't really feel them. It was like little gas bubbles that only I could feel. So it was kind of crazy. Like, my mom was like, oh, well, boys are lazier in the belly, like you won't hear him or you won't feel him for a while. And so when I felt him at 20 weeks, it took like 2 more weeks maybe to feel like actual kicks. And then like probably until December I was actually feeling him like kick me. And with this girl, I have no idea, like she is so strong and she, like, Jonathan can feel her. I started feeling her around 17 weeks and it was like the tiny flutters, but when was it, last week? I was 20 barely, and 20, and we already felt her like rolling around in there. It feels like she's jumping like from side to side of my stomach. So yeah, she is so strong and it's insane. Yeah,
I feel like the first real ultrasound, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't take good pictures of her because she was literally, guys, this is going to sound insane, but she wasn't even fully formed in the sense that, like, right? Like, her toes were bare. No,
not her toes. She had the limbs.
Yeah, the limbs. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, her limbs were barely starting to sprout like a little flower. And you could see in the ultrasound where she would like push off with her feet. Like, she kept going like this, like jumping. Like, say you're in a tight little box and you're trying to kick the box open with your feet, but it like sends your body moving back and forth. So that's what we kept seeing. And we're like, oh my God, this is going to be our crazy child.
Yeah, the doctor couldn't even get her heart rate. They're like, I mean, it's a good sign. She's very healthy. She's very active, or the baby, because they didn't know the gender yet. But we can't really get a heart rate. So it took them a while to actually get it. And at that first ultrasound, the heart rate was around 170. And that's when I was like, okay, it could possibly be a girl. And I just remember telling Jonathan, I was like, babe, if this isn't a girl, I swear to God, I'm gonna go dye my hair, like all this, because all these Mexican myths are wrong, like they're not true. And it was just crazy because you guys know we talk about this a lot. My symptoms were crazy. I started getting super wide, which is insane because with Franco, I was just growing the belly. I wasn't getting wide. I just felt ugly. I'm getting a lot of acne, and all of these signs led to girl. Also that I'm craving more spicy rather than sweets. So I told Jonathan literally before we opened the freaking envelope, I was like, if this isn't a girl, like I'm never going to believe them.
Yeah, again. I would never believe in them.
And I think it's crazy too that we literally like, okay, you don't sit there and ask God, like, God, I want a boy first and then a girl, you know? But it was more of like, for me, it was like, this would never happen. You know, like no
Why?
one's going to get a boy and then a girl.
Why?
Because I just thought it was.
Well, this is what we were saying. She keeps saying this, guys, but literally both her and
I
myself
guess I was
are
just
that
saying,
scenario.
like, it would never happen to me. You know, like at first when we had Franco, I was like, I would never get a boy first because that's what I want. And then now I was like, okay, like I already got my boy. God isn't going to just give me a girl because that's what I want, you know? But I guess is that how genetics work?
What?
Like since your dad carried your gender, then you carry the gender from your dad?
Well, they just say that you are the boy, no?
Well, I'm not the boy.
Sorry. They say that the man carries the gender.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, since your dad carried the boy girl, does that mean that that's why you carry the boy girl?
Well, that looks like exactly what happened.
That's crazy. So, for me, it was more of, I was in denial. I was like, this would never happen to me. Like, and then I did the same thing that Jonathan did. When with Franco, he like reverse psychologied himself, saying that he wanted a girl because he knew he'd be a little sad, you know, like not disappointed but sad if we got a girl first, because we always talked about wanting a boy. And for me this time I was like, oh no, it's a boy. Like I already know it's a boy, because I was trying to convince myself that I'd be okay with it being a boy, which I would be, because then I'd be like, okay, we'll just try again for the girl. But when like right before we opened the envelope, I was like, oh my God, like if it's not a girl, I'm gonna be sad, you know?
Yeah.
I think everyone goes through that, you know, like we already have our perfect baby boy. Like I want to see what a girl is gonna be like. And I don't know. I had like for so many people it was obvious that it was a girl, but for me I was like, that would just never happen to me. Don't you think?
I think it was really obvious that it was a girl.
Yeah.
We kept psyching ourselves out that maybe it's a boy because like a girl would be crazy, or like no, but it's the year of the girls. Everyone's having a girl as well, and I feel like that stuff is kind of true. Like the whole year thing. Like everyone had boys when we had Franco, and now everyone's having girls when we, when we're having a girl. So with that being said, guys, holy shenanigans. I'm going to be a girl dad. And honestly, I look so forward to it. Well, not all of them. The majority of women that I know, like my age or younger, they have a good relationship with their dad. And I think it's because generally, I don't want to say it's happening quickly, but these generational traumas with daddy issues, dads leaving, single moms is, I would say, kind of decreasing in our life, in our perspective. I know there's still other communities, like the rates going up. I think overall the rate in African American communities and Hispanics is going up in the like dads leaving. But I feel like around us, dads, as they like this new generation of dads with social media and being able to change their ways, I feel like, I don't know, there's more better dads.
I think it's also because girls, like women, are starting to hold guys to a better standard. I think that like before, and I'm just saying from experience, like with my mom, with all these like Catholic Hispanic marriages, it was more of, and we've heard this from friends that go to these classes with the priest, they're like, till death do us part. Like if he cheats, if he does this, like you have to forgive him, because forgiveness is the biggest thing, right, in marriage. And I think that the older generation, whatever they did, if they were treated bad, if they were mentally, physically abused, whatever, it was just engraved in their mind to not leave them. Like you can't leave your husband, period. You know? And I think that that's why it created major daddy issues, because these men were so bad that they just traumatized all the girls, you know? And it's crazy to see now, because I'm like, not everyone was like that. As we always talk about, we have Noemi and Kaylee as an example. They have amazing dads and amazing relationships with their dads. So I'm like, there was like handpicked women that actually held them to a better standard, or that had to hold them accountable.
They were just good men.
Yeah, or they were just good men. And now I feel like what we see a lot is a couple has a baby, they separate like when they're 1, and then they come back together at like 2, and then the guy's obviously changed, and she has so many more boundaries for him, and then that's why then he grows to be a good dad for the babies, you know? So I think that's why we're seeing a lot more good dads in this generation too. And with social media,
it's only going to increase. I think there's only going to be more good dads, because women are raising these kids more often, these men, which will hopefully turn out to be better men. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna raise Franco to be a good man, like in the whole like not feminine side,
And
like
the
emotional side. You know, I'm gonna raise him to be a good man, but he also needs that emotional side to take care of his future kids. You know,
Yeah.
Stacy will do the same with SJ. Lulu will do the same with her baby. You know, all these newer moms will do a great job, and I think in the future there's only going to be more love in this planet, hopefully.
I agree. And I think that also a big part that has to do with it is that there is social media, and that these like TikToks on your For You page sometimes just show up randomly, and they're in Spanish too, you know, so like all these men can see, oh shit, what I'm doing is actually affecting my kids, and it can help them change a little bit. So I think that that's also going to create better men or better dads, because I feel like the world needs a lot more of those. And it's just crazy because I get a lot of questions like, are you nervous of like what type of kid Franco's gonna be, what type of man he's gonna be? It's like, I'm not nervous, because it's like how everybody says, if they have a good dad, then you like the chances of them being a good man are even higher. Especially because I feel like now it's also more popular to make sure that you hug your wife, make sure that you kiss your wife, that you open her door, that you do this and this. Like, you're setting these examples for the kids, for your kids to do the same. Like for our daughter to be expected to be treated that way, and for Franco to treat women that way, you know. So I think we're kind of setting it up for a successful future with our men and our relationships here in the future, you know.
But with that being said, I think it's also, I don't want to get too much into it, but like the whole like I see a bright future for the women raising men, but it's kind of sad the direction where parents are raising their daughters, you know.
What do you mean?
Like it's going, like I think with social media and validation, you see more little girls like wearing less clothes.
Oh yeah, I think that is hard too.
I need validation from boys at school, or in like bullying, or I'm not, like we see it with your little sisters. I don't want to raise my hand and answer the question, even though I'm smart and I'm capable of it, because it makes me look like a tryhard or a loser, you know? So I think even though women nowadays, and you guys can get mad at me, I don't know, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. You know, it's changing, traumas are changing for men and stuff like that to be softer and more loving and more emotional. I think with that being said, it is getting a little bit more loose also, both on men as well. I'm not going to just say and defend men. I'm also like on girls. It's like we're not teaching them to be like, I love my sister because she's strong. She tells boys to, you know, she ghosts boys. She also your sisters because they have, you know, us. But I think overall women are like, they just, I don't know, the path that they're taking is a little bit sad sometimes because of the validation. I just think that
it's all on your parent, like the parents, babe.
You think?
Like not all, but it has a lot to do, because like how I'm going to say, for example, my sisters and I, it's a further reach with them because they got a better version of my dad than I did. But like we said, I was in a toxic relationship because I looked for validation in you. Like I needed you to make me happy. You were my source of happiness. And I feel like with my sisters, although they did get a better version of my dad, it wasn't like my dad still sat there and told them, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're this, you're that, you're that. And because he didn't do that to them, now they search in that with other people, you know. So that my sisters are like, oh, well, if they don't think I'm pretty, then I'm probably ugly. Or if they don't think I'm smart, then why am I even going to raise my hand to participate in school? So I think that it does have a lot to do in the confidence that you raise your children with. And I think that's, I don't know, it's crazy because that was something I noticed the other day. I was like, do you even tell Franco that I love you? Like, te amo? And you're like, yeah, I do. But it's like, don't you think that's crazy that my mom didn't start telling me like, oh, I love you until probably like 3 years ago when I started saying, okay, love you, bye, you know? And then now that's how she tells me like, I love you. She doesn't say like, oh, I love you. You know, she's like, okay, love you, bye, you know? So I'm like, the fact that even now these kids are being raised like that, like every 2 seconds we're telling him amo, and then he just comes up to us and says, oh, amo, and like hugs us, you know? So I think it does just have a lot to do with how confident you raise them to be, which is why I want to homeschool, but I don't know. It's just a little hard.
Homeschooling, babe, can go 2 ways. I know. A lot of people blame it on they're going to grow up to be socially awkward and not have friends or not be around people. But then, like you said, Gabriel, a famous YouTuber we watch, he was homeschooled, but he said he was actually super confident because his mom would just constantly remind him how great he is, how handsome he is, how smart he is, so that when he got to the real world, he had so much confidence because of it.
And I think that it's just different because there's a lot of like different homeschool programs, which when they're kids, it doesn't matter much because they're going to be doing sports and everything. But when they're like in middle school, high school, it's where they can go into a school once a week to like get all their work, socialize, mingle, and then go back home. But yeah, I think another thing too is that we didn't have social media as big as it is now. Yeah. So it's like, I remember. Or toxic. I remember being my sister's age and barely being able to use mascara, barely. And my sister's over here doing like everyday glam. Wakes up at 5 a.m. Takes an hour on her eyebrows, concealing them, fading them. Didn't you say that the other day? You're like, whoa, how'd you fade your eyebrows? And then like picking out the cutest outfit with like super cool shoes. Their nails are done. Like, I'm like, girl, what? That's like, I think it just sucks that that's what they're being exposed to now. You know, that's what TikTok is now, just girls with nails. And like, you see it more. I feel like when I was in high school, the only way I saw like branded items was with my friends that were rich, basically. And with my sisters, they're in middle school, but they see it every single day on TikTok because it's just normal now, you know. So
back then we had iFunny. And now there's like TikTok and Instagram and stuff. But anyways, I think that took a major spiral, babe, from where our fears, if you can tell, of having a girl. Because I told Blanca the other day, I was like, babe, I'm scared about having a girl. And she's like, why? I was like, because like if someone were to bully her, like I would go crazy. Like I don't want to see already my little girl sad. And because it is sad, you know, sometimes these girls, my little sisters-in-law, they come and they tell me the tea and they spill it. Oh, there was this fight. This girl called this girl ugly. And you know, and I was like, damn, like my little girl's going to be exposed to all this. So all I can do is just try to raise her confidence, try to show her, you know, the beauty in the world, not just through a phone. I think that's the biggest thing.
We even saw Hubie Halloween last night, and there was this tiny girl, and she was like Harley Quinn, she was like, what, 6 maybe, with a crop top and like makeup done. And then I turned to Jonathan, he's like, don't even say. I'm like, look at this spit. Like, you never know, you know. So it's just like, I don't know, girls are amazing and they're needed in this world, but they are so scary. And just the fact that the second child syndrome is always like, oh, they're crazy, they're crackheads, whatever, but it's like I'm already feeling it in my stomach, you know. So but
yeah, guys, let us know if you got it right. I know a lot of you guys, everyone did, team girl, but
I don't think there was a single guess that was a boy.
Yeah, no one. I think the symptoms just gave it away real quick.
And there were comments that were like, it's a girl, and like they were betting their life on it. Then they're like, screenshot this and save this, and it's a girl, like I'd put my mama or something, you know, like dead ass. And I would, before we found out, I would look at them, I'm like, damn, like what? That's crazy. And no, like I guess it was pretty obvious. And I do, like, everyone that sees me still right now and doesn't know that I'm having a girl, they're always like, oh, it's a girl, huh, you know, or that's a girl belly. And I'm like, how do you even know that? I can't look at someone.
Well, that's gonna be you in the future, babe.
I know.
You're gonna, like, when your sisters are pregnant or their friends are pregnant that they growing up with, we're gonna be like, ay, sí, mija, mira, va a ser niña. Like it's all crazy. The moms tell you.
Yeah. Like, what are you craving? Ah, sí, niña for sure.
Yeah.
But we're so excited. I think the only thing that's kind of, I wouldn't say nerve-wracking, but it's like, guys, naming a baby is so hard. Like with Franco, we're so blessed that it was just Franco, you know, like we knew from the bottom of our hearts there were no other boy names that were like, oh, maybe. No, like Franco, and it's going to be Franco. But for the girl, we have, like, there's so many beautiful names, first of all. And then there's so many names that, like, some people like, some people don't. And then there's like the names that we want and like. We have like a list of 4, I would say.
Yeah. The other day when I did the Q&A, someone asked, do you guys have a name picked out? After I said, someone asked, do you know the gender of the baby? And I said, yes. Then the next question I was going to post was, do you have any names picked out? And I was going to say yes too, you know, just to, you know, create some little drama here and there and get you guys excited. But then Blanca was like, no, don't say that, because I guess in your videos, TikToks, you've said, if it's a boy, we have no idea for the name. If it's a girl, we have an idea. So that would kind of give it away that it was a girl. So good
Yeah.
catch on that one.
I know, and it's just, yeah, we have, this is why people say, like, if you have a name, don't tell anybody. Like, just don't let the baby born.
Literally.
Name it.
Because the number one running contestant for the name right now for our baby girl was because another friend of yours told us and we stole it, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like stealing, like she's not pregnant. She isn't with anyone to have a baby with anytime soon. Mm-mm. And she had a boy the first time. She's like, if I were to have a girl, like this would.
I really like this name.
So she's nowhere near having a girl at all, guys. We're just, so that's why we joke around that. And I told her, right? You told her that I said, Jonathan loved that name so much he's gonna steal it from you.
Yeah.
And she just laughed it off, But no, we would never steal someone else's name if she was pregnant or if she wanted
more kids.
If she wanted more kids or if she was even with someone, So yeah, the number one runner up is because someone else told us their name. So
yeah, but I've always loved the name anyways. Like, I was about to say it, but there was a novela when I was little.
Your lips didn't come together for it?
No, there was a novela for it when
don't
I was
say that.
younger. There was a lot of novelas that I watched, babe. Like,
okay, well.
But anyways.
Well, I think both the name I want is also from a novela. So
yeah, well, I think all of the names are basically novela names. But I really, really have always loved that name because it was one of my favorite actresses growing up. And when my friend told me, I was like, oh my God, like I really like that name. And I told her, I was like, if this one, because it was when I was pregnant with Franco, I was like, if this baby's a girl, I'm going to have to steal it from you. And then, Jonathan was like, no, like for sure, we're going to steal it from you if we have a girl first. And I really love that name. And guys, when I set my mind to that name, I was like, everyone's gonna freaking love it. They're gonna go crazy. Like, everyone's gonna be like, oh my God, that's so cute. Like, that's so you, whatever. So then, when was it? I think it was like a couple weeks before we found the gender. Jonathan comes up with this other name, and he tells me, like, I really like this name. And then they're like completely different names. Like, we have a super strong novela name, like novela villain name, I would say.
Yeah, it matches Franco. Like, Franco's a strong name.
Yeah, and then we have a very soft
girl,
clean girl vibe name. And so when he said that, I literally told him, I was like, I do not like that name, period. Like, we're not gonna name her that. And then so we have these two names, right? These
Take
are
in mind
two
that Blanca's
names.
say what you always say about yourself, babe, that you care about people's opinions.
I care a lot about people's opinions, and like literally, like if my mom says something, I'm like, oh shit, like for sure, like if I'm wearing something and Jonathan says, oh, I don't like it, I'm like, okay. If my mom says I don't like it, I'm like, fuck, like I really have to change now. So we end up telling both of our families, right? We're like, they're like, oh, well, if it's a girl, what are you going to name it? And so I say my name all happy and like bubbly and no reaction. And then Jonathan's like, oh, but we also like this name. And then everyone's like, oh, that sounds really pretty. That's a really pretty name. And that's when I was like, what? I was like, this is what people say to shut up and don't tell mom gave anybody. That same reaction. That's what I said, both of our families.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said mine.
No, both of our families are in love with Frank.
And I think also our friends,
with Jonathan's name. Yeah. And actually I think the only person that's on my side is my little sister, Magali. She's the one that was like, no, name her that. But majority of people that have heard both of the names really like the one that Jonathan came up with. And for the longest time, since I'm a very...
Guys, I also love Blanca's name. I wouldn't mind either.
No, yeah. And since I'm very like, I go off a lot about what people's opinions are, especially like close people, like his family and my family, probably the closest people to us. I started like rethinking it. I really did. I was like, fuck, like, am I going to have to name her this? And I don't hate the name. I just knew that wasn't a name I would ever choose. And I already had this name. So I don't know. We're kind of going back and forth with both of the names. But at the end of the day, I'm like, dude, it's literally my daughter, and like you got to choose Franco's name and that's going to be your name always. So I'm like, why would I ever care? But I chose a good name that you liked. I don't like it. Oh, for Franco?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's why. So I'm like, I don't care what anybody says or thinks. Like, I'm gonna name her that if that's what my mind leads to, you know. But we're kind of going back and forth right now, so we have two.
Yeah, we still have a lot of time to feel her out. I think, judging from her personality, that she's crazy. She's moving a lot. We're gonna go into depth about another story. I don't know if in this podcast or the next, but she's a warrior. She's strong, and I think this name suits her perfectly, and everyone else agrees because of what Blanca and I went through, you know. And so then this other name is beautiful, and I love it. I freaking love that name, babe. But I just love this name a little bit more.
Yeah,
a little more.
But you know what's funny? Like, even I'm really gearing towards choosing the name that I picked because I really, really love it. The only thing that's kind of stressing me out is the English pronunciation of it, which is why I would probably choose your name. But if she's born, we see her, we feel her out for the first 24 hours, and I genuinely think that it's that name, we are not going to tell you what Jonathan's name pick was.
Why?
Because
you're going to be mad that everyone's going to be like, oh my God, that name was so cooler.
Yeah, I would genuinely be upset if everyone was
and
like,
I wouldn't want my daughter to see those
more.
comments either.
Yeah.
But if she's born and we're like, oh, she is crazy and she's, you know, she looks like that, then.
Yeah, I think we'll just kind of have to feel her out. I think that you have to leave the hospital with the name already, so for sure.
But at least we're there for 2 days minimum, no, sometimes.
24. Well, yeah, it depends on what time I have her.
Oh.
But I'm so scared, and I don't know. And then Jonathan's like throwing curveballs at me, like, oh, and then can we put this middle name? And I'm like, dude, we said no middle names. And then he's like, no, but I really want this middle name, you know? So there's just so much, guys, and it's just silly because, like, you're like, those tiny humans belong to you, know? Like, sometimes I look at Franco and I'm like there's this tiny human that's just living life here with us, you know? It's so crazy. So I think that's a big, huge responsibility, having to name your child, especially when they grow up, like my sisters, when they grow up and they're like, why did you name me this? You know? So I hope that both of them end up growing up to love their names. I think Franco's a very strong name. Like, if he goes into meetings, whatever, like, Franco Flores, you know? Yeah,
it's a good name.
It's a very good name.
But anyways, guys, let us know how we should go about this. I think have you told him your due date? Right, March 5th.
Yes, March 5th.
Is Blanca's due date. So I'm thinking we did the name announcement until after Franco was born, right? But what if we do... No, because then we're not going to let them pick, right? That's kind of weird.
What the heck, my boy?
I was just going to say, we can, like... do that video where the names you want?
Oh yeah, names we like but didn't end up using.
Yeah, we could do that type of.
Yeah, we could do that video because there's a lot of girl names that I really like. That the other day I even told my mom I really like. Well, I'll tell you guys one of the names that we really liked.
No,
we're not gonna name her that.
You never know. I wanted to say a few right now, but
okay, fine.
Okay, just say it.
Okay, so there's.
Do I like it?
Yeah.
Then why are you gonna say it?
Because nobody liked it. And my mom couldn't pronounce it.
Oh, no. That's still a possibility.
Really?
Yeah. The long one?
No, it's like one that we most likely wouldn't.
It's not.
Can I say it and then we'll tell Ian to block it out? So we really like the name Charlie for a girl.
I like that name. Yeah. I said for a middle name.
Really?
Okay, I love that name. Don't cut it out, Ian. We're not naming our daughter.
We're not gonna name our daughter.
But
that.
I think it's funny. Like, I like that name a lot.
No, to the point that I told my mom, like, Mom, can you pronounce Charlie? And she said Charlie, ¿verdad? Charlie, which it didn't sound bad. But then we told everyone else, and they're like, can you just name her?
It's just different.
Yeah.
That's where like our white side comes out.
Yeah.
But I like that name, Charlie. I like names that should be for a boy or should be for a girl, and then they choose the opposite gender.
Like Steve.
Hell no.
Stevie? There's this girl on TikTok. Her name's Stevie. She's so cute.
Oh, no, tampoco. I've seen a guy named Leslie. Oh. That one's weird, too. But like Charlie, Taylor. Taylor's for both.
I love Brooklyn. We said that for Franco's name, Brooklyn. For a boy, for a girl, I love it. But for a boy, I think it's so beautiful.
I like Charlie a lot, guys. But realistically, maybe we just leaked our third or fourth girl's name.
Or we can get a dog.
A dog named Charlie.
Charlie.
But anyways,
I think that we're just so excited because now, like, everything's gonna be pink.
Oh, and then thank you guys for convincing me to do a gender reveal, because that would have been so sad if we didn't have a pink baby shower, pink nursery room, pink stuff all over the house. So thank you, because we would have had to have like a neutral colored baby shower, and we wouldn't have enjoyed it, like the cute clothes. I mean, we can always buy it ourselves, but like it's cute when you gift it and then you do the video and then you take the gift out and it says like, oh, daddy girl or something like that.
Yeah. Also, we were thinking, so I am due March 5th, and it's crazy because my mom has always told me that usually for your second baby you have it a week early, and we just tested it out with one of my friend's sisters. Just had her baby a week early, and so I'm like, okay, so we could have it like towards the end of February. And if you guys know, like Colorado gets super cold around that time, and we like the way that I was thinking about it is it's Christmas, New Year's, and then Franco's birthday, and then the baby shower. Like I feel like that's a lot. Valentine's Day. That's a lot of like celebrations back to back to back to back, and I think that it wouldn't be the best time for a baby shower in my opinion, because it's in Colorado and it's cold. Like if it was in any other state, like
but
it doesn't matter.
Like you're so focused on people from out of state coming. If they want to come, fine. If they don't, then it's okay. I don't care.
But I'm also saying for me, like I feel like I'm gonna be exhausted at that time, because I'm not gonna have it in January, because that's like for
But
Franco.
you also want it in December, which is cool. Like that's what we did last year. But a lot of people are on a budget and they're already buying gifts for their kids and for like other family members, and then now they gotta like, I'm not gonna go to this baby shower this year because no tengo pa'l regalo, you know.
Yeah, but we don't want them.
No, we're
to bring
fine
gifts.
with not. But I mean, that's what people feel obligated.
Yeah, but I hope nobody feels obligated to bring gifts to the baby shower.
If moms feel obligated, like that's a Mexican. How are you gonna show up to a party
still,
without
like,
a
we
gift?
We already did it once. Like we had Franco's baby shower the first weekend of December,
I feel
which
like
was
the economy was much better though.
2 years ago, which worked out perfect for a lot of people. And for the most of the people that have already told that I wanted to do it at the same time we did Franco's baby shower, they've been like, that works perfect. Like just let us know, because it's also 3 weeks before Christmas and then before all the festivities. So yeah, we're definitely thinking of doing the baby shower in December again, because I just feel like February is cutting it too short.
Baby shower / Franco's birthday.
No, yeah. See, I would never do that. That's so dumb. So yeah.
/ Ozo's birthday.
Literally.
3 for 1.
So for sure, we're definitely gonna do December. I think right now, like we're already in preparation mode, huh? Like we just talked. We had a meeting yesterday with your dad.
A meeting.
Yeah.
We went over for
like one.
dinner.
I know, but it felt like one because we were just sitting there and we started talking, and we were talking about the venues that we have available, and hopefully there's like this really good venue that would work perfect for us. So if that venue has that day, then that's when we're gonna go full into party preparation and book everything else. But I have no idea what the theme is. I have no idea. Like all I know is that I want soft pink vibes, you know, soft pink and white.
What did I tell you the other day? I want the like Wreck-It Ralph when they're in the Candyland.
Oh, Candyland vibes?
Yeah.
Oh, did you tell me that?
Yeah.
I don't think I would have said no, babe.
Yeah, I said that and you're like, oh, candy? I was like, oh, okay.
But yeah, we're so excited to do everything pink. And then just like the thought of having pink onesies, isn't that so cute?
Yeah.
Like all of the blue and like every blue and green thing that we put on Franco, like all of that's going to be pink. And then I'm excited to see if she has hair.
Yeah, you haven't had any heartburns, huh?
No.
Peloncita.
I didn't have heartburn with Franco until the last month.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, but remember at his 3D ultrasound, they had already told us like, wow, this boy has a lot of hair. So we're going to do that too, probably.
Doesn't matter if she grows. If she's born with hair or not, babe, we're still going to shave her.
Oh my God, no, we're not, babe.
Yeah,
I don't want to be those
It's a
types.
tradition in my family. Who else shaves their girls when they're little? I know, like, if they're going to be born with curls, they're going to have curls. But it's just fun to, like, I shaved her, lo salió con chinos, you know?
Yeah. I guess we'll see. I don't know, but we're so excited. I think that I'm excited to see the difference in, like, Jonathan. Because they say, like, that there's a difference in how you act with a boy and how you act with a girl. So I'm excited to see that.
I told her this, guys, that I was like, you're excited, but I'm not, because I'm going to try to love both my kids the same.
Yeah.
I don't want like that. Like, first, that we love Franco more because he's the oldest, he's his boy, or that I love my girl more because girls are more affectionate with your dad. Like, I just want to love both my kids the same.
Yeah, I'm not saying it in the sense that you're gonna love one more. I'm just saying that people say, and it's like stereotypical, that like dads turn super soft for their girls and like.
Well, you don't think that's loving more?
No, I think that it just brings out your emotional
if Franco
side.
falls off a chair, what do I say?
Exactly. So if she falls off, people are like, oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like andele.
Yeah. Guys, literally. And it's so funny because I feel like a lot of people think that parents just grow up, like gentle parents, I would say, just grow up and like they know how to be a gentle parent.
No, it takes work.
It takes a lot of work and a lot of, I think, like thinking, because growing up, it was so normal for a kid to fall and be like, ándale, por menso, you know?
Vuelva a subirse.
Vuelva para ver si se cae otra vez. And that was so normal. Like, I would giggle, and I would, like, if my little cousins fall, I'd be like, ándale, por menso. And now, like, that I have a boy and that I'm leaning more towards the gentle parenting side, just because he's little right now, you know, and he doesn't know anything, like, he doesn't do things on purpose yet. When he falls, I don't say like, oh, my poor baby, come here. But I try to just like let him feel it out. And then, And then we came up with the, ¿Quieres que le pegue al sillón? Which probably isn't a great idea.
I don't think that's the best idea.
But Jonathan, when Franco falls, he's like, ándele. Or if he hits himself, ándele. And I just don't like that. I'm like, babe, why do you tell him that? He's like, well, he doesn't understand. But like, we've grown to know that Franco understands everything.
No, but I also do it when it's like a repeated thing. If he genuinely is the first time he goes outside and falls on the concrete, I'm going to be like, ándele. It's like he already, was doing something. No, you do it if
he trips. Like if he trips,
no, it's not just a random
like,
trip, babe.
And I'm like,
if he's going from
just
point A to point B just to go get a cookie and he falls, I'm not gonna be like, andele.
Yes,
no, it's after he keeps like, he's trying to get on his barn and he knows he shouldn't be on top of a barn and he falls and I'm gonna be like, andele. It's not like him just walking randomly and falls like, because he's a baby. No, hell no. But anyways,
that's when I get mad.
has been doing this thing, guys, where he face plants himself anywhere, right?
On the couch.
Y se tantea.
Usually.
No, he also does it on his ball pit, on toys, on the bed. So he knows when something's soft. But these stupid couches, do you guys see this for all our YouTube viewers? This looks soft, right? Because it's the back. But it's freaking hard. I know you guys can hear this. So my boy did it the first time. He face planted right here, boom, lloró and stuff like that. And did you see me cover my mouth?
Why? Because you laughed?
No, because I wanted to say it.
Oh,
but I was like, no, okay, whatever. I'm gentle parenting. He does it again the next day, guys, in the same place, the same spot. He just gets confused because as you can see here on this side, there's a pillow and then the hard part, but they're the same color and the same material. So he's just confused a little bit. So then he did it the second time. And the second time I was like, no, for sure I'm going to say it, But then me tapé la boca and I just like, no, don't say it. And I didn't. So I was proud of myself.
I think something that I have to work on because, guys, this is a very bad quality of mine. I grew up and I am just like, you guys can see it in any situation where there's an emotional situation and I'm uncomfortable or just it's funny, like I laugh at every single thing. And growing up, it would get me in trouble. Like if my mom fell or my dad fell or my sisters fell, I would just crack up and then go help them. Like I wouldn't just go help them. So if someone falls, if someone does something, even if it's embarrassing, even if it's not the right time, like I will just crack up. And it's bad. Like I've done it in times where I shouldn't. And so that is one thing that I have to really work on because
guys, one time we went to get a pretzel at the mall.
I knew you were gonna tell that story.
And was it Wenzel's Pretzels?
Wenzel's Pretzels.
There's this poor girl. It's like her first day on the job. Pobrecita. She looked tired. It was already the afternoon. She was messy from baking pretzels all day. And she's carrying, I think, pretzels like this too. Like they're freshly out the oven. And she's gonna put them on the display. And she's walking, right? Like echándole ganas. She's little. But we could see over the counter, and then boom, she slips and she just eats shit, guys. Like falls and the pretzels go flying. And the only person in the whole mall, I want you guys to know this about your favorite YouTuber. The only person in the whole mall that laughed was Miss over here, and everyone looked and stared at you, baby. And I freaking ran. I was so embarrassed. Tell them why you laugh. That's messed up. I was like, oh. I'll laugh later when I think about it, but you laughed right in that instance,
And the
babe.
bad thing is
that
that
is
like,
sad. Pobrecita for her.
I literally like suelto la carcajada. Like I don't just go like, oh, that's but no, like I like just let it out, and it's so bad because it's loud. Like when I laugh really loud. And like when she fell, it was a bad fall. Like it wasn't a funny fall. It was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like is she okay?
Is she okay? She freaking hit her hip and dislocated it.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, babe. She freaking like in the cartoon.
So yeah, I just crack up, and I think that's something I have to work on with Franco, because when he falls and he's not looking at me, I am hysterically laughing under my breath. And I don't know, like I just think, I don't know, that's how I cope, I guess. Maybe that's just trauma, but yeah, that's how I am. Like when there's you guys have seen when I like found out I was pregnant, when I found out the gender, instead of laughing, I'll just crack up, and I look so freaking dummy. Yeah, instead of crying. So yeah, I just learned how to cope in different ways. So that's something that I have to really, because I don't want him to feel embarrassed, that's the last thing that you want. But that's what I do. So we both have some things to work on over here.
Yeah, everyone does.
Damn, that was so funny.
All right, guys. But I think that was it for today. We have so many stories regarding, more baby stories, more just stories overall. We're going to give you an update on how our first time with Franco was at Disneyland. I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I know I'm already mentally preparing myself for the plane ride. He's bigger. Yeah, we can distract him with the phone, but he gets tired of sitting. And then Disney, like, he's gonna want to do stuff that, like, pobrecito, when we took him to Illich's, where they check your height, he was like an inch away from getting on this one ride, remember? So then how do you think he felt like being in line? You're going up to the freaking park thing, the toy, the amusement thing, and then going back and having to tell him like, oh, like, no, pa, like, vamos a hacer, like, I feel bad, like, if he sees, I don't know, the Mickey Mouse roller coaster or like something like, kid related, and he's not tall enough, he can't get on.
I know, but we're so excited, and I think we're also mentally preparing ourselves for it to be like exhausting.
Yeah,
and I think that it's okay for you to know that, like, we love to go out and have fun with Franco. We just know we literally have to mentally prepare ourselves to be exhausted and to just be there and be present the whole time, because Disney as an adult is already stressful and exhausting, and like there's so many people around everywhere. But I'm like, imagine Disney with a tiny human, where it's already exhausting, overstimulating for us, and then imagine for him, and then us having to deal with him being overstimulated. So hopefully, I don't know, I'm just praying that those 2 days that we're there aren't the busiest. We try to go during the week so that we didn't go on prime like traffic time and during the weekend. So hopefully, but we're so excited. I'm nervous for the plane ride too. I mean, the last time we flew with Franco, I was still nursing him, so it was easier to just put him on the boob.
The very last time he flew, it was kind of bad.
Yeah, because he was
on the way back, 30 minutes before we land, I think his ears popped, and then he started crying a lot.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous for that. Our flight is super early though, so I'm like, hopefully he'll just fall asleep. But I guess I'm just gonna have to order a bunch of things on Amazon. Everyone says make sure you take him new toys, make sure you take him stickers, and like a bunch of things that you can stick onto the wall. I also just got promoted to A-list on Southwest Airlines, so we can be the first to board and hopefully get good seats.
Well, we board regardless with the kid, no?
Well, no, but because remember it's like A-list and then family. So
he eats more, so he can eat the Southwest pretzels.
Yeah, we can have a lot of snacks for him. But yeah, we're so excited regardless. And yeah, but I don't know. Let us know. Wait, you can't, because at this point we already went through it. I was like, let us know if you have any tips for Disney with kids.
We're gonna go Friday, right?
Yeah. No, Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday?
Mm-hmm. So Thursday afternoon we're doing Disneyland, and then Friday morning we're doing California Adventure.
Okay. But anyways, guys, that was it for today. Hopefully we made your commute to work or school a little bit better. And if you're watching this in the afternoon when you're folding laundry or cooking dinner, then good luck. And we appreciate you for tuning in. Don't forget to go cop the merch. Last time this design is going to be available. And what else? I think that's it, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week. Happy Halloween, by the way.
Bye.
Later.
Yay Networks.